Hello, you guys. It's Kaylee here. So, oh my gosh, that was a customer service voice, was it not? Hang on, let me come down a few octaves. Hello, you guys. This is Kaylee here. Happy Friday to you guys. So over the last 6 months, since we've done this full-time RV living journey, we've received a handful of questions over and over and over. And so I just thought it'd be fun today. The boys are, I finally dragged them out of the hot tub and they are eating a snack and watching a show and taking a little bit of a break. So I thought I would answer those questions. Okay guys, so let's just go on and get into it. So very first question, and this is one that we get asked literally all the time, and that is, what do we do for work? So I have been with the same company for a little over 6 years. I started off as a teller while I was in college. I graduated college and I went to the marketing department, and then we had some issues with childcare. And unfortunately I had to put in my 2 weeks with my job because we didn't have any options at the time, and my job was so fantastic and they let me just work remotely, and I'm so grateful for that. So it started off as an in-person position, but then due to life circumstances I went remote, and then shortly after that we moved to Texas and they still allowed me to stay remote. And yeah, I've been with that company for a long time. It's a credit union back in Indiana and they're just outstanding. So I work for them part-time, but I am 100% remote. Anthony is a manager of investor services or investor relations. So he is full-time. He's on Eastern time. So he works roughly 7 to 4 Monday through Friday. But yeah, he's full-time. He's in the financial industry. He has a lot of Zoom calls, things like that. Mine is more flexible. So mine is more, I usually log in the morning, for a few hours, and then I log in again in the evening and recheck in and stuff. But mine's more flexible with hours, and he is back here in our bedroom at a standing desk, logged in and at work for just normal business hours. There's an Oliver. Let me open your fruit snacks. Here you go. You wanna say hi?
Hi.
You say hi?
Hi.
Hi. You're so darn cute. Next question is, how long are we going to do this? So is this a forever thing? Is this a 1-year thing? What's our plan? And the plan is, we have no plan. So I never thought I would love it as much as I do. I never thought the kids would thrive the way they're thriving. I just kind of planned for the worst, to be honest. But we're all just in love with this life. And so I don't have an end in sight. Anthony doesn't have an end in sight. Neither of us have any issues or complaints with this lifestyle as of yet. And the kids are super happy. So it's just right now, I can't imagine settling down and having a house. Neither can Anthony. When we think about it, because we talked about it the other day, we're hey, do you see an end? And I mean, both of us were just I can't imagine. He was I don't even know how I would handle having to mow again. I mean, you just kind of get used to this way of life, and it's so, your time is just freed up to where you're focusing on what's really important, and that is such an amazing thing. Next question, where did Anthony go? Because he used to be in the videos at the beginning, when we first started this channel. It's been about 6 months ago, and don't go back and watch those videos. Holy cow. I mean, I'm not saying my editing is good now by any means, but don't do it. Don't go back. But he was in them with me because I begged him to be. He's not a social media guy. He'll check his Facebook, kind of like an old man. Yeah, he's super he's such an old man. But yeah, he'll check his Facebook and things throughout the day, but sitting in front of a camera like this, it's not fun for him. He doesn't enjoy it. I enjoy it thoroughly. So after I told him I was really comfortable, with the camera and filming videos alone, he was thank God. And he's do you care if I just if I'm just in the background in some, or you can ask me questions, or whatever you need me for, but he's if you'll just be the front man, that would make me so much more comfortable. And so yeah, he's not a social media guy. That's all there is to it. But I was okay, well, I'll just hide behind the bushes and randomly film you doing things and then put it in, and you'll see yourself in videos. And he's that sounds great. So yeah, he's here. He just And also, like, he has a full-time job, so, like, when he gets off work, he just wants to spend it with the kids. Like, he just wants to be with family. So it's like, I get it. So social media is my thing. I love it. And he's more of like a background person when it comes to like social media. But he's super outgoing. Just not social media. Next question. Next question really made me reflect. And I love these types of questions. So this question was, did you and Anthony ever see yourself living this lifestyle when you first got together? And I was like, oh my gosh, because I forget how long we've been together sometimes. So we've been together for like roughly 12 years, married for going on 6 years. So like we've been together a long time. And I remember when we first got together, you know, talking about our future as you do, it was always like, man, we want a huge house. We want to get out of our hometown, move to a big city, like dream car, dream house, awesome jobs. Like that's kind of the American dream, I guess, that we're all kind of, I don't know if we're taught to think it or if it's just kind of how everyone is. So it's just like you kind of go with the flow. So, you know, that was our dream up until about, you know, 6 months ago, or really a little bit longer than that, because we started thinking about this lifestyle before we actually did it, of course. So, but yeah, like up until probably a year ago, you know, we were just aspiring to get out of our hometown. Hold on, here comes Ollie and cue Ollie. More fruit snacks? Dude, you're gonna turn into a fruit snack. This is the last one. This kid. You. Here you go, baby.
Thank you.
You're welcome, babe. Love you. Love you.
Thank you.
Love you. Will you shut the door? Will you shut the door, or you want to stay in here?
What?
You want to stay? You can stay by Mom. You can answer some hard-hitting questions.
Help.
The way he says help, he does it like, help!
Oh.
You say, help!
Hello.
Hold on, dude. I gotta adjust this to get you in frame. Didn't know I'd have a special guest. You and the mop. I think he's leaving now. Yeah, he's over it. So, you know...
Mommy.
What, booby?
Mommy.
I love you.
Mommy.
Okay. Go have fun. Shut the door.
What? Mommy.
Love you. So yeah, I never imagined this life for us. I never thought we would be raising our family in an RV. Like, I mean, I would have told you were crazy if you would have told me this even a year ago. Like, it just, no way. We just aspired for like those monetary goals we had, you know, like that big salary job and, you know, the expensive house, nice cars, all of that. So back last March when we moved from Indiana to Dallas for Anthony's job, I mean, I thought that was going to be it. I was like, man, we are getting out of our hometown. Like, we're literally accomplishing one of our biggest goals. And, you know, we did. We had the nice vehicles. We had the nice house. We lived in the suburbs outside of Dallas. Like, it was everything on paper we thought we wanted, right? But it wasn't. I had this, like, something was missing. Like, something just wasn't, I wasn't fulfilled. And I had all the material things I wanted, and he did, and, you know, the kids were happy. They had everything they wanted. And I remember looking at Anthony, and I was like, hey, do you remember, like, mentioning, you know, that whole full-time RV thing? And he was like, yeah. I was like, let's watch some videos on it. And I wasn't serious about it. I was not serious about it. But I was just kind of interested. Like, how are these people so happy, but they've got an RV, and, like, I'm not saying that's it, but I mean, there's not a whole lot of like stuff you could shove in an RV, you know, like they have the RV and they travel and they're happy as can be. So we started watching the videos, and Anthony kind of started not pushing, but like really talking to me seriously about it. He was like, hey, you know, is this something that, you know, you think we could do? And I was like, hell no. No. Like, I have a makeup collection. Like, my shoes won't fit in there. You know, the whole thing. Like, there's just no way. I still had such a weight on material things that there was no way I could do this. And then here we are. So it took months and months of watching videos, and we did go weekend camping before. That's very important to say. We're actually, this fifth wheel is our 4th rig we've owned. So we've been camping for like 3 years or so now, 2-3 years. every weekend. And so like we knew a bit about it. And, you know, Anthony's awesome with all the tech stuff, and like he fixes everything. Like he's great with RV stuff. So like none of that was a worry. It was just condensing our stuff freaked me out for some reason. Like it freaked me out. And so when we finally decided like we're doing this, I was terrified, and I told him, I was like, I want a big storage unit. It wasn't too big, but I mean, I wanted like a climate controlled storage unit for my wedding dress, for like all those things that like I could never part with. And I had this fear that like we'd try this and fall on our faces and just hate it. And I wanted that safety net of like that storage unit that had things where we could, you know, move back in a house and just, you know, say, oh, we tried, but like at least we could fall back on that storage unit and not have to start completely from ground zero. And so about a month ago, I told Anthony I was going to go to the storage unit. He's coming in with more fruit snacks. He's hawking something up. Shut the door behind you. See you later, Gator. So I told him I was just gonna go like kind of check it out, go through it again, because it'd been some time, you know, 6 months since we'd really seen what was in it, and that was all stuff I literally could not live without. So he's less like, he's never really been connected to like material things, so it wasn't as hard for him to like, he would have gotten rid of everything, but I was like, no, we need to keep it. And I donated everything from that storage unit except for the stuff from like the baby stuff for our boys. I donated everything, like my wedding gown. And that was such a moment for me when I went through that storage unit, because it had been 6 months, and I was like, man, I have grown so much as a person. Like this was stuff I could never live without 6 months ago, and now I'm giving away my wedding gown. And like it's like a full circle moment, and I'm so proud of I'm just proud of us. Like I really am. I feel like we're kind of conditioned to focus on material things, and I'm proud of us for taking that hard step and kind of relearning what's important and realigning our priorities. And I feel like our family has never been closer. Our marriage has never been better. Our kids have never been happier. And we focus on experiences instead of stuff now. And I'm proud of that. I'm so proud of that. Okay, next question is, do you and Anthony fight more? So this was so funny, because if you would have asked me before we like started doing this, I would have been like, oh my gosh, of course we're gonna fight more. Like we're in 44 feet. Like, of course we will. But we fight like not at all. Sorry, I had a hiccup. Okay. We literally never fight. Like we'll have some like disagreements about like dishes or something, maybe like once a month. I mean, there's no time. Like you're so busy. Like we're literally outside all the time, you know, like we're always hanging out. We always have like friends over. We're always meeting new people. We don't have time to argue. We've never really fought before. Like we're pretty like, we know each other really well. Like we don't fight more. And I always laugh. I'm like, guys, like if I'm really mad, I'm like, well, get out of the kitchen. Like he takes 2 inches like back, like 2 steps back, and then he's gonna be in the bedroom. Like there's really nowhere to like get mad, you know. You'd have to like go out. I don't know where you'd go. So yeah, we just don't get mad really. And if we do, we just talk it out. Like we don't, it's just, yeah, it's all really the same. So nothing too crazy there. Next question, and this was one of my favorites, and it was, what changes have you seen with your kids since you've started doing this lifestyle? And I've gotten this from a lot of parents who are considering this lifestyle for their family. So I think it's so important, and I'm so happy to answer it. So our kids' confidence has gone, I mean, beyond through the roof. Like through the roof doesn't touch it. Our kids go up and introduce themselves to other kids. Like Graham especially is just so outgoing now, and he used to be so shy. He'll go up to other kids and say, hi, I'm Graham. Would you like to play? And I mean, just, he's not intimidated. He's so confident. And Oliver's not as verbal yet. He's only 2, but he goes right up, and that's how honestly we make most of our friends, is like the kids just go up and start, you know, asking kids if they want to play, and then we end up talking to the parents, and it's just been a blessing seeing how confident they've gotten, and how experienced they've gotten, in the sense of like, I mean, they've done more than I had done up until last year. Like in 27 years, my kids have done more in, you know, 2 and 4 years than I ever did, like travel wise. And I just, they're so different now in the best way. They're so happy, they're so busy, and at the end of the day, they are wiped out. Like they're so tired, and they don't want screen time as much. Like we play all the time, and we learn all the time, and there's always something new to learn about, talk about, experience, and man, I'm just couldn't be happier. Next question is, how much does this lifestyle cost? Now, that's an impossible question to answer. I wish I could answer it better. But the thing is, it all depends. Like if you buy a unit cash and you don't have a monthly payment on it, you know, then, you know, that's obviously like going to be way cheaper than if you buy a unit and you finance it. If you're staying at state parks versus like full amenity like campgrounds like a KOA or something, that's gonna vary greatly. You know, it's just gonna, that's impossible. So I can say that like on average, the campgrounds we stay at are like between $700 and $850 a month, and then you have to pay for your propane, but that's not as bad in the summer. Not really at all in the summer. Yeah, and then I mean, if you're moving around a lot, fuel cost, and right now that's bananas, but that's an impossible thing. But I'd say on average, if you're coming somewhere like right now, we're at Jamaica Beach RV Resort, it's like $760 for the month for the winter rate. So take that, and then, you know, if you have a monthly payment for a vehicle, monthly payment for a rig, just add that on top. But yeah, that's kind of impossible. Where's your diaper?
Happy.
And another question we get asked pretty often is, how do we get our mail and how do we have a legal address? So a couple days ago, I uploaded a video all about our Escapees RV Club. When that was uploaded though, we were not affiliates with Escapees, and as of today we are, so I'm so excited about that. So if you do end up joining, I'll link our personal link in the description box. If you wouldn't mind using that, that would help us out, and I would appreciate it big time. But what Escapees RV Club does, well, they have a ton of stuff. I was going through their website, and like they've got like different events, they've got training, they have like a job area where you can search remote jobs. It's huge. So becoming a member, even if you don't want to utilize just the mail service like we do, just get on the website and check it out. It's really cool, definitely worth joining, especially if you're in this lifestyle. But yeah, so they assign you a legal address, all your mail goes to them, and then they just send your mail wherever you are. So you just call, email, get online, and all the mail, they just send it all to you. And that includes like subscription packages, big boxes, Amazon, whatever, like they send it your way. So it's been huge. We've used it since day one of full timing. And the last question we get a lot is, have fuel prices changed your travel plans? Hells yeah. When I'm at the pump, I literally, it's like, where do you want me to like put my kidney? Like, you want me to chop off my arm? You want my leg? Take the left one, you need the right. Like, it's so expensive, it's insane. So originally we were going to go from Waxahachie, Texas to Tampa, Florida. And then fuel prices were like climbing. Sorry, my nose is all sunburned. Climbing. I was like, man, we're gonna end up spending so much in fuel, it's gonna make me sick. And he's like, yeah. So we were brainstorming, and we're like, dude, we're 4 hours from a coast. Like, it's not the Gulf, it's not White Sands, which is our favorite, but like, it's a beach, and that makes me super happy. So we just decided to come chill here. So we're at Jamaica Beach RV Resort for a month, and then we're going to another RV resort here in Galveston Island for 2 months. So we're here for a total of 3 months, and we're experiencing 2 different campgrounds. So fuel prices have made us, instead of like bouncing around more frequently, we're kind of hanging tight for a little bit longer, just because it's silly to throw that much in our gas tank if we don't have to. So yeah, we're just hanging tight here because it's a beach town and it's awesome and we love it, so why the heck not? But yeah, fuel prices are crazy. Like, fingers crossed that changes, because we have a dually and it hurts to fill that bad boy up, especially when we're towing. So yeah, we're praying that's gonna not be sucky for too much longer. So those are all the most frequently like asked questions that I've written down so far. If you have more, drop them down below. I'm gonna try and do these like bi-monthly because I always love watching these, so I love filming this for you guys. Monster truck. Is it Max D?
Yeah, it's still Max.
Yeah, you listen to Graham. Graham knows all the stuff. Graham, you say like and subscribe.
I am subscribe. And subscribe right there. You have more seals.
Yeah.
You have more my seals.
He said if you subscribe. Oh, I thought you said they could have more of your cereal.
Yeah.
Okay, you get more. You get Graham's cereal if you subscribe. So.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you guys. You have a wonderful day.
Pick a subscribe button.
Hit that subscribe. He's being forceful with it now. You better hit that subscribe button.
You gotta get subscribe on your back later.
Mm-hmm.
You saw my seals.
I love you guys, and I'll catch you all in the next video. You blow kiss.
You watch my seals.
Mm-hmm. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.